6 o'clock. Thank you for joining us here. And winter is on its way to the Twin Cities this morning. We're expecting light snow to pick up here in the next hour or so. So, of course, you're going to want to be careful as you set out on that commute to work or school this morning.
That's right. That's why our weather team has declared today a KARE 11 weather impact alert day. We, of course, bringing you team coverage with Audrey Russo out on the roads in the Northwest Metro. And CC Gaines is keeping an eye out for crashes. But first, let's get to the backyard with John timing this whole thing out for us this morning. John.
Good morning. Someone's yelling at me this morning back here. It is starting to snow. We got some snow here in the backyard. First flakes of the morning. And we are going to start to see some slick conditions here. I'm more concerned about that temperature. You can see it there on the bottom right corner of your screen. 36 could drop to 32 in the next hour. So we've got this morning as a weather impact alert morning from 6 a.m. to 11 a.m. That is mainly the timing of this. Snow bursts are going to be possible. It'll drop visibility, but we have seen slick conditions in western Minnesota on the actual roads. So that lets me know that those slick roads are coming in with the dropping temperatures. Let's go ahead and look in here at the actual radar. You can see some light snow starting to pick up here. St. Cloud on 9410. Elk River, seeing some of this. See these little pockets though? This one going to come into Delano. That is what I'm talking about, that little burst of snow that will drop visibility. That is starting to move into Buffalo, Delano area. So just watch out for impacts when you are driving. You might actually have to tap the brakes. You see Plymouth starting to see some of the light snow like we see here in the backyard. We'll continue to track this out as we go through the morning as things start to deteriorate. If you can leave, leave now. Earlier you can leave, the better. How do the roads look, Cece?
Hey, I mean, roads, good morning, as I've been saying all morning. Roads in the Waite Park area, St. Cloud. I mean, if you're traveling along 94 eastbound, those roads are starting to get slick and wet. If we take a look at the metro, I'm seeing a crash too in Coon Rapids on Highway 10 westbound. This is right near Foley Boulevard. It looks like this car turned in the opposite direction. I mean, this is just showing that ramps already getting slick. Police just got to the scene just before 6 there. I mean, at this point, it looks like you can still slowly pass by this, but this will be a slow point for you if you're headed toward Anoka in the next 15 minutes or so. So just take it slow this morning. The roads may look dry, but again, there could be some slick spots this morning.
Cece, thank you very much. You saw right there. That's the big concern this morning, those slick roads and visibility out there.
Yeah, that's right. Our Audrey Russo is headed out to find where those snow showers are already falling. She's live with us in St. Michael. So Audrey, we just heard from Cece there's some crashes. What are you seeing?
Yeah, right now we're seeing really a pickup in that snowfall. Just in the last 30 minutes, the flakes have started to come down a little bit harder. I'm going to have the directors turn the camera around so you can see exactly what we're seeing. We're driving through this intersection, which is pretty well lit, so you can see it a little bit better. The roads are wet. We're starting to see some accumulation on the sidewalks here in this little neighborhood as well, and we're starting to see some slick spots on the side of the road, particularly in the shoulder area. So those are the areas that you want to really make sure that you are avoiding, that you are not driving over too fast, because John's mentioned the dropping temperatures. We know that there is a potential for things to get slick and to get dicey out here on the roads. Also, what we're seeing is maybe a little bit of visibility being impacted by the snow as well. It's not too bad. I mean, if you're from Minnesota, of course, this is something that you are used to or should be used to, but sometimes it takes a couple times driving in conditions like this to really get that sense of winter driving back. So my advice to you this morning is going to be to drive slowly, take it slow. You don't have to get anywhere in a rush. If you don't have to leave, if you can stay home for a little bit more, do so, because I know that obviously this is impacting the morning commute, and as Cece mentioned, there are crashes, and we just want to make sure that everybody is safe. Again, we're seeing some accumulation, not a ton on the roads, but it could be enough to make things dicey. Jason and Alicia.
We always say, oh, we live in Minnesota, we should know this. People forget all the time.
Yeah.
So good reminders here this morning.
Thank you, Audrey. We'll scan the QR code to download the free KARE 11 app. It will help you prepare on weather impact alert days. You get customized forecasts for your neighborhood, live radar, and alerts. You can find it wherever you download your apps.
Turning now to some of our other local headlines at 6:05. In the last 8 hours, Minneapolis police confirmed they are investigating a homicide. This happened at the Ogema Place in the East Phillips neighborhood, about a block from East Phillips Park. Our crews captured video of the large police scene in the area as officers look for evidence. MPD tells us they plan to release new details at some point this morning. We're going to continue to update the story on air and online as we learn more.
A Red Wing man has now been charged with second-degree murder in a deadly domestic shooting and standoff in Red Wing. Court documents say Daryl Nixon shot Andrea Broyld 10 times in an apartment. Officials say he then called 911 crying, and during the 3-hour standoff said he killed Broyld. He eventually surrendered to police. According to the complaints, Nixon's mother said he suffers from severe mental health issues.
New details this morning on a standoff in Oakdale we first told you about yesterday on Sunrise. Police say a man is in custody after they went to a home on Granada Avenue around 4 yesterday morning for a disturbance. When they got there, they spoke with a woman who left the home, saying a man fired a gun inside. That man barricaded himself in the home. Officials say they tried talking to him, but it didn't work. The SWAT team then had to use a chemical agent to get him out, and he eventually surrendered. He is now awaiting assault charges.
The Hennepin County Board is delaying a vote on the sheriff's plan to cut down the inmate population there. Sheriff DeWitt asked the board to approve $8 million for agreements with 21 other counties for them to temporarily house inmates. The Minnesota Department of Corrections has demanded the Hennepin County Detention Center reduce its population to 600 inmates by December 5th. The board will reconsider the plan in a special meeting, which will be held on December 3rd. Developing this morning, the Robbinsdale Area School District is facing an unexpected multi-million budget budget shortfall.
And it's all because of a mathematical error. Our Michelle Beck is digging into the situation and tells us exactly how they got here. Michelle.
Well, guys, we're about 12 hours out from a town hall that'll discuss next steps for Robbinsdale schools. The community learning only yesterday the district is facing a budget shortfall of up to $21 million. District leaders point to that math error you mentioned. They say nearly $20 million was counted twice, so the district overstated its resources. The superintendent and CFO say they don't know how this happened, but that it did before they got to the district. So for the current fiscal year, while they were set to cut about $17 million, they actually cut much less, roughly $3 million.
We recognize the huge emotions that our families and our staff and our kids in our community are going to feel. And we have a deep commitment to make things better for our students and our families and our staff and community at Robbinsdale Area Schools.
So in the next half hour, I'll be going over the potential impacts that loom for the district, including the reductions that are, in the superintendent's words, inevitable. Jason.
All right, Michelle Beck reporting from our newsroom. Thank you. Today is Transgender Day of Remembrance. Minnesota's Inclusive Employee Resource Group will be holding a vigil in the Minnesota State Capitol Rotunda, featuring several speakers, including those affected by violence towards transgender people. That starts at 10 a.m. Now, the day all began honoring the memory of Rita Hester, who was killed in 1998 in Boston, and continues for those lost since.
This morning, we're getting a sneak peek at the designs for a new 6,000 square foot restaurant coming to Shakopee right next to Canterbury Park. Boardwalk Kitchen and Bar will be an American-style eatery and entertainment venue. It's going to have live music and sports games. Additionally, the Boardwalk will have an 18,000 square foot patio overlooking the racetrack. The restaurant is expected to open in the spring. Looks like